Buongiorno. No, not bonjour. Hola. Hola. I'm learning Spanish at the moment. I am 3 weeks into my Spanish classes. I have a tutor that I have 2 lessons a week with her. Marina. Marina is her name. And yeah, we're learning some Spanish. Hola. It's a good start, isn't it? Hola. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Bien. ¿Et tu? Bien, bien. Uh, ¿Cómo te llamo? Soy Peri. Et tu? That will do. That's fine. That's fine. And I'm learning the the vowels and the fucking all that bollocks, the past, the present, the future, the r's, rs, ir, r. I'm very happy that I can roll my tongue because otherwise it'd just be ear, fucking r, career. Anyway, so I'm learning Spanish and it's going well. It is going very well. This is the third time I've recorded this video, and I'm vocalizing this because it kind of does tie into like one of my points in this video that I want to make, is that it's a new style of YouTube video, and I've been dipping it in and out of YouTube for a while now. I've been wanting to do YouTube for ages, and it all started for me documenting my journey as an actor. And my issue with YouTube is actually more a broader issue, and I'm hoping that as I ramble on and talk shit for the next 10 minutes that you can pin things out of it and relate it to yourself, because there will be a lot of commonalities here. Is that me approaching YouTube, there's a problem, and the problem is actually a bigger problem, which it usually is. So me approaching YouTube, I'm like, all right, if I'm going to be consistent at YouTube, no, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. If I'm going to do YouTube, then I want to do it well. And if I want to do it well, then I need to put effort into it. So therefore, let me look at the YouTube followers I already follow, who have big audiences. Let me see how they do it. Then I see how they do it. Great camera, they're editing. Each video is like a guide, like how to do, where it's how to. So for example, I've got a video here actually because it's in one of my tabs, and he's titled his video here, "The Weird Way I Make 25 Grand Profit a Week in 3 hours a Day." It's a guide, it's like a how-to thing. And most of my videos are how-to things, how to do this, how to lose weight, how to put on weight, how to have a diet, how to do this, how to do that. And it all makes sense. Here's the thing, it does all make sense. So I approach that, I get a camera, I do this, I do that. But bottom line is, I fucking hate editing. I hate editing. I hate doing things in a way that not necessarily I want to do it, but I'm doing it because I feel like that's how it needs to be done. I just hate all of it. So I'll start it, but I won't finish doing it. It won't be a long-term thing. I will fall off at some point because I don't like the process of doing it. So I don't know if you can relate to that in any way for your side of things, right? But for me, and I'm just like, you know what? I am 2025. I am going to be consistent with YouTube. How am I going to do that? Well, the only way that I'm going to do that is if I record and I completely let go of the outcome of the YouTube videos. I completely let go of whether they're going to get thousands of views. I completely let go on whether they're going to change people's lives. And I just show up and I just do it in a way that I know will make it successful for me, right? And the only success that I'm looking for with YouTube is just me being consistent with YouTube, right? Different outcome here. So therefore, I will record a video. I'm not gonna open up any editing apps. I'm just gonna have the video and I'm just gonna upload it, and then I'm gonna less than 60 seconds to think of the title of the video. I'm not even gonna do a thumbnail image of it, and I'm just gonna upload it. And I can get to the end of the year and it could be 30 views for every single video. And you know what? Maybe going into 2026, maybe I can look at hiring a VA and then start doing all the editing stuff. But here's the thing, right? It's like, well, my first problem is the consistency. The second problem can be how good it looks. But then I just have this intuitive feeling that when I look at how I approach life, how I share stories and all that sort of stuff, it's raw. It's A lot of it is unedited, unless I'm doing story reels, which a lot of you guys will see on Instagram, my story reels. Those are edited, but it's also not professionally edited. It's not Hollywood edited. It's just very basic editing. And that is very much me in a nutshell. I am raw, I'm unfiltered, I'm unedited. And I'm like, you know what? Just run with that, because that is you. That's your brand. So, you know, that's just, you know, and it's just trusting that, you know what, your own approach to it with your own, you know, je ne sais quoi is going to be enough, because that's what makes you different from everyone else. And that's just my belief, and we'll see how it goes, right? But the main, and ideally I like to make my videos 10 minutes or less, but we'll see how we go with that. But the main thing that I want to get across for this video is, well, maybe there isn't. Maybe it's just a load of bullshit. Right? Maybe it's just a load. You know what I would like? I would like it to be like, for you to watch this and be like, he's fun. You know, he might have some opinions that I don't agree with. He's got a dark sense of humor that maybe freaks me out a little bit. You know, but also maybe it's like, well, at the same time, I could see myself having a beer in a pub with him. Like, you know, and then I'm like, you know what, my job's done. Right? My job is done. But however, I did have something in my mind before I hit the play button on this, which was the fear of being seen. The fear of being seen, I think, is very prevalent probably for most people. I could maybe even say every single person I'd be watching this. And inside our community, on last Monday's call, we were talking about the fear of being seen, like when it comes to publishing a book and putting it out there for people to see. And I was having a conversation with someone who had already published a book, and that was about doing Instagram reels, like talking to the video and like talking to the video, putting a video out there. It's a fear of being seen that stops a lot of people. It's a fear of being seen that stops people from writing and publishing a book. It's a fear of being seen that stops someone from, you know, putting a hand up in a room of other people at a work interview, like work meeting or whatever it is. It's that fear of being seen that stops people from stepping outside of their comfort zone and standing up and being open. That fear of being seen really gets people to live a life like this, and it's across the board. It really is. So I want you to just maybe do one thing. Ideally, within the next 24 hours, ideally, if you could, you know, maybe drop a comment and say, this is what I'm going to do. Or maybe once you've done it, you can come back to the comments underneath this video and say, this is what I've done. But just do one thing that can step you outside of your comfort zone. Because if we see like a person, just imagine like you with a bubble around you. And that bubble is like, there's hardly any space around you inside that bubble. Now imagine that bubble is your safety net. That's your, because our brains, it's wired to keep us safe. It's just human survival, it's human instincts, right? It keeps us safe. So when it comes to doing something to put us out there, to be perceived by masses amount of people, to be seen by a handful of people, to like, it's that safety mechanism's like, whoa, no way, Jose, like we're not doing that. And we shouldn't do that, because if you put a book out there, somebody might read it and say you're talking bullshit. The abuser might see your book. Your family might disown you. If you want to do a video, people might leave shitty comments on it. If you want to put your hand up in an interview, maybe they will not see your hand and ignore you and you feel embarrassed. Maybe, you know, all of it will feed you these things, and you'll be like, oh, well, that could happen. Yeah. Oh, no, I don't want that to happen. No, fuck that. No, I'd rather just stay cool. Like, I'm happy here. You tell yourself that, but it's not true. That you're happy there in your comfort zone. And what we need to do, and usually it's linked to like childhood, we did things, maybe we were bullied, maybe whatever it was, that classic fucking trauma, you know, that we've all got. There's past experiences that enforce this sort of reality upon us that, hey, if you step outside your comfort zone, if you are seen by someone or by a bunch of people, then they're going to fucking think that you look fat, you look weird, or they're going to deny you or reject you, whatever it is. And maybe that did happen. So therefore, because it happened once, you have this false story, this false narrative that if you do it again, the same thing's going to repeat itself. And here's the thing, could that happen? Maybe, but that's outside, that you have no control over that. You know, you have no control over anything. I get shitty comments on my videos. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about them. Don't care. right? Because I'm locked in on a bigger purpose. But at the same time, I practice over a long period of time getting outside my comfort zone, right? The fear of being seen is not really there for me, but it was once upon a time. And for you, it probably still is there. And that's stopping you from writing a book. It's stopping you from maybe joining our Powerful Books community. It's stopping you from asking that person out on a date. It's stopping you from asking for a raise or asking for a promotion. It's stopping you from doing these things, stopping you from doing an Instagram live video, stopping you from all of this, right? And how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I'm not telling you to just jump out and like go live or, and actually to be fair, that's why I ended up doing. I was shit scared. I remember years ago, I was shit scared of going live on Facebook. So what I'd done was I just went live and I did it for 365 days. Well, I set myself a 365-day challenge. I didn't do it for a full year. It was like 10, 11 months. It's a very long time, but I know I didn't hit a year mark. But I went live every single day. And what happens is with time, you start to find your voice, you start to get comfortable in your fuck ups and you just own it. Once you own it, it carries a level of self-confidence that if somebody says you fucked up, you're like, yeah, I know. And, you know, right? But it takes a level of sort of like consistency to get to that point. But the point is though, is to move forward 1% at a time and just do one thing, which is why I'm telling you now with the fear of being seen, if you can just do one thing over the next 24 hours, one thing that that gives you a bit of, oh, I don't know about that one, right? But just do that in the next 24 hours. I can guarantee you'll be like, oh my God, fucking hell, I didn't die. Jesus, it wasn't as bad as I thought. And it never is. It never is. Okay? It wasn't as bad as I thought. Huh. And then all of a sudden, a doorway opens up inside of here of new possibilities. Huh. Maybe I could do that. And then just do it. Right? And then you just do it. And it just, like, you gotta, when the wave comes, you gotta ride the wave because you don't know when the next wave is coming. That's what I tell all the guys inside of our community. If you're getting traction on social media, run with it. Run with that wave because you don't know when the next one's coming, and you need to be a pro surfer, right? You got to be a pro surfer. That'd be difficult for me because I can't fucking swim, but you need to be a pro surfer because if you're a pro surfer, then it's like the aura about you, and that is how you not just change your own fucking life, but you change the lives of other people because of how you carry yourself, right? When you're sharing your story, when you're sharing your truths and you're being raw and people are like, fuck me, how is this person talking about that? You know, that shit isn't talked about. And you're that person where you're talking about it. You're breaking a generational change. You're breaking these societal stigmas. Like, fuck all of that. But it has to be you that change that. But before you change societal stigmas, before you change these narratives out there in the world, you've got to change yourself first. You've got to change your own, well, you can't change your own family because that means that you need to be changing them. And that is outside your control. You've got to change yourself, right? And you change yourself, how? There's no one way, but you change yourself by expanding that perceived fear, that safety, you expand it. Because that's how you start to do bigger and better things. That's how you publish a book. That's how you build an audience. That's how you ask for the job promotion. That's how you start a new business, because you have the fucking bollocks to actually do it, you know? So, yeah. Fear of being seen is one of the biggest fucking things for people. And we got to get over that by just doing one small thing at a time until we can become the person, the 2.0 version of ourselves, where we can look back and be like, Jesus Christ, I remember when I was scared to do this. And now look at me, right? Inside of our community, we've got 20 books published at the moment. Nearly every single one of them, before they joined, they're like, I couldn't publish a book. Couldn't publish a book. Well, no, that version of you couldn't publish a book. This version of you couldn't publish a book. But it's not about making a future decision on the current version of yourself. You make a decision based on the current version of yourself for now, aware that there's future decisions that you need to make, but you don't need to make those decisions now. Let that future version of you make that decision. Okay? And it's about letting go of these future anxieties, about letting go of all of that, just focusing on the present. What's something that you need to do today? What's something that you need to commit yourself to do today? And when tomorrow comes around, then you worry about that. But worry about now first, you know? That's all I've got for you. And this. I have this on my desk all the time. You know, this desk that I currently have that I want to sell and burn to the ground. I don't even know why if I can sit here. But this desk, Liv got this for me years ago because she says that I'm moody, right? And she says, do me a favor, if you're moody, when I walk past, just have this on the desk so I know not to fucking bother you, right? And when you're feeling great, have that on there. And to be fair, I have this like this now a lot of the time because I'm much better. I'm great. But why? Because I am focusing on, okay, how does Perry want to do things? What makes me happy? Not how I think I should be doing it or how I think I should be approaching things. No, how do I want to do it? Is it going to work or is it not? Well, who knows and who fucking cares? Because, well, we should care because we want it to work. That's why we're doing it in the first place. Let me change what I'm saying. Who knows if it's going to work? We don't know. But what I will say is there is something to be said for if at the end of the journey, we're like, I gave it everything I had in my own way and it didn't work, but at least I done it. But if I follow someone else's advice and it didn't work, I'll be kicking myself. Well, what if I did it my own way? What if I tried to figure out myself? And the funny thing is, if I look back at all the things that I approached completely my own way, I succeeded at every single one of them. Isn't that funny? Isn't that fucking funny? Anyway. All right. So I said I wanted to make this video 10 minutes and it's 17 minutes. So that's a job fucking well done, Perry. And I'll see you on the next video.